No? Okay, but for real though, can Gearbox redeem Ava? For those who don't know, let me give you a quick Ava crash course. In Borderlands 3, we first met Ava on Athenas. She's the apprentice of Maya, a vault hunter from Borderlands 2. Ava joins the Crimson Raiders alongside Maya, indirectly causes her death, chastises Lilith for it, gets Maya's powers after they kill Troy, and then becomes the leader of the Crimson Raiders at the end of the game because Lilith wanted to go do moon things. And it's because of this relatively rushed story that people really don't like Ava, me included. They're annoying, entitled, bratty, naive, and the story always betrays them as if they're completely morally correct when they so clearly are not. If it was up to the fans, we'd just not have her in the next game. I have heard a lot of good suggestions over the years of what we could do for Ava's character, like how we could kill them off, abandon them, kill them off, and also kill them. Man, there are a lot of these, holy shit. But as good of a suggestion as that is, like I said before, Borderlands 3 ended with making Ava the leader of the Crimson Raiders, or more the owner of Sanctuary, but same diff. And also, like I said, they're a siren, so they now hold the two most important roles in Borderlands lore outside of the villain and main character. So killing them off would really not be an option for the current Borderlands writers, not that they would want to do it anyways. So where is the best place to go with their character, and how can we kind of just fix this? Well, let's talk about it. Okay, first thing I think will be a big help is aging Ava up. It's not uncommon for Borderlands games to have pretty significant time jumps in between main titles, like how Borderlands 3 is based 7 years after Borderlands 2, reflecting the real world time difference in between games. In Borderlands 3, Ava is about 13, 14, it's never really stated, but she'd be around there, which is why they're written how they are. Most of the things the community really hates about Ava were just conscious decisions actually made by the writers to make an accurate representation of a 14-year-old in Borderlands. This is why they're hot-headed, naive, bratty, always making annoying jokes, but that's more of just a problem with Borderlands 3 in general, and also really immature. But these things themselves are not bad things for a character to be at the start of the story. When a character is naive or immature at the beginning of the story, then they can learn from their experience and come out the other side a more mature person. A little something we like to call character growth. But this really isn't the case with Ava. She starts off the game being annoying, then gets Maya killed, which should be the turning point for her character, then she lashes out at Lilith instead, and then she gets to become a siren afterwards. Ava does not earn her powers, or Sanctuary for that matter, and there is no doubt in my mind that the original script for Borderlands 3 would have fixed this. Like, come on. All the pieces are there, from a cut scene of Maya's funeral that never got into the game, to overall how rushed everything to do with the story feels after you kill Troy. There was clearly a better story that we never got, is all I'm saying. But getting back on topic, Ava being aged up fixes all of this, as they'd be around 20, and they would have matured to a point where you could actually probably see them as a leader of some sort by the time Borderlands 4 starts. Next thing I want to touch on is where she ends the game. This is a terrible position to be in. Everyone said it a billion times at this point, but Ava should not be the leader of Sanctuary, and no one should respect her authority. But we could run with this. Ava being the leader could cause a lot of key members to leave, others jealous or annoyed that a child was given the resistance over lifelong friends. This could be a great point of struggle for Ava's character as well. This could also be a great point of struggle for Ava's character, with her not knowing why Lilith entrusted Sanctuary to her of all people, and not wanting to be the leader in the first place, while still wanting to respect and fulfill Lilith's wish. It would also mirror Lilith's own story and fight for Sanctuary when she first took over the Crimson Raiders and did not want to step up as the commander. There are a lot of different stories that you could tell with this. One that comes to mind would be like a Crimson Raider civil war, but I don't think they should do that because it would be incredibly unnatural for any character, including yourself, to side with Ava. The next thing I wanted to touch on here is how the player is reintroduced to Ava in Borderlands 4. A big complaint that the players had about Borderlands 3's story is that it felt like the Vault Hunter, i.e. the character you're playing as, was never in any cutscene, and in turn felt really detached from the story. If they had more focus, then as their own characters when they met Ava for the first time, it's almost like you are too. After all, if they're aged up and we only ever saw them when they were like 14, a lot about them is going to be different. This will be an opportunity to rebuild Ava's character from almost the ground up, keeping significant parts of her character growth like Maya's death and Lilith's sacrifice, but getting rid of all the Tiny Tina clone stuff with the wacky catchphrases every few seconds and bad jokes sprinkled in between. I think a really cool way to meet them would be in the middle of a mission where the Vault Hunters and the Crimson Raiders goals just so happen to align in that moment, so they're working together. Similar to Lorelei's intro when you first meet Atlas, but lasting a lot longer and showing off Ava's siren powers a more scavenger-esque style. And this next part is really just personal preference, but I'd really like for the main 4 Vault Hunters to be detached entirely from the Crimson Raiders and not just joining them at the beginning because reasons. I can see this helping Ava's character quite a bit in the event that at the beginning of the game the Vault Hunters would decline an offer from her to join the Crimson Raiders, and And then later in the game, after Ava's earned the player's trust, they decide to join and go after the vault together. So yeah, can Ava be redeemed? Yeah, I think so. But even if they do decide to go down the path I talked about during this video, it does live and die by the dialogue. Ava is a character that made a lot of cringy jokes constantly, and if that stays, it doesn't matter what the story is, it doesn't matter where you go with the character, no one is going to like them. But I really do think there's something here. Having the residents of Sanctuary 3 not want to accept Ava and be incredibly critical of everything they do as acting commander contrasts extremely well with just how the community views Ava in the same way. Because as the story goes on with Ava searching for Lilith and possibly battling the 7th Siren, they'll earn the respect of the people of Sanctuary and in turn, the Borderlands player base. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think my idea of a more mature, responsible Ava earning the respect of the people around them will work? Or are you just certain that Ava as a character is completely irredeemable entirely? Do tell me your thoughts or even your own ideas of where to take Ava's character, as I'm always willing to have a combo in the comment section, whether you agree with me or not. But mate, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Surely you give us a sub, and mate, I'm gonna catch you in the next video. See ya! Hey, before the video ends, you know I gotta shout out my channel members. They are JBH, who was actually the first to pitch Seinfeld, but they had no idea Jerry Seinfeld was like a real person. It freaked them out so much they had to scrap the pilot. Wesker520, who has written on their resume, can do some Jackie Chan level shit. They're getting that custodian position for sure. Angel B, who can break glass with just the snap of their fingers. Pretty useless power, but they decided to use it to break mirrors every time someone they didn't like walked in front of one. And Chimpy Scrimpy, who destroyed the man responsible for destroying the guy who destroyed the destroyer of worlds. You could say that they're the destroyer of the destroyer of the destroyer of the destroyer of worlds. Thank you guys so much for the extra support. I do really appreciate you. If you want to become a channel member like these fine people, well, mate, like, come on. The join button's right there. I mean, I'm not gonna force it, but it's right there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.